like pussy, nigga. 09 in ecstasy, nigga. Fuck with me, dog. Pull up on the scene of some luxury, dog. That's me. And my Kobe, yeah. 24 and my clothes is rare. Iceberg, fuck the diamond, yeah. And that lake shit like Xavier. This that Juan Carlos and Javier. Raw coat, straight off the boat. I'm a fly nigga, took a wing off. Married to the game, took my ring off. That's me. We can have a bling off. Throw the auto-tune on, have a sing off. If the pussy ain't mine, and I speed off. Cause I don't even fuck with hoes, rather beat off. No lotion, tips got the potion. Fuck the commotion, I'm out in the ocean. A nigga in motion, all this devotion. Got a nigga up in this bitch like he floating. Gold grill shining, check out my limb. On roll with the...
It's Monday, so that means three things. 1, I am not your MCM. 2, it's a Mamba Monday. 3, it's time for the 824 podcast. What's going on? I am your host, the product of poverty's environment, the Pope Chuck Paul. Hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. I know I had a nice and peaceful one. Shout out to my homie J Tips. I was at his pop-up shop on Friday. Brought the Bronx together. It made the news. He made history. Him and my man Noel Bronson the Pure. Shout out to JJ Grant. Shout out to Muggs McFly. Who else am I missing? Shout out to Cito Blanco. Shout out to Bronx Social. Dope event, and not one single incident happened. Now, of course, with love, we got to go with some hate. A lot of crazy things has transpired over the week. Just last week, another man was killed by police officers. But in this instance, he had a knife. But let me get to it. 2 officers shoot one man over 14 shots. Hit in the shoulder, hit in the chest. One of the officers tried to rush him to a hospital in a squad car, and he died on the scene. Here's what happened. I'm enjoying my regular day or whatever, talking to my homegirl. Then all of a sudden, she says her citizen app goes off. Someone down the block from her was shot. That happened to be Walter Wallace, 27 years old of West Philadelphia. His parents said he suffered from mental illness and whatnot. He was outside acting irregular, I guess. His mother was trying to get him to come in the house. Dropped the knife. The officers are telling him, well, his parents said they called the ambulance to get someone over to calm him down and whatnot. But the police were called instead. The police arrived instead. They was trying to tell him to drop the knife. He kept on pacing around the car. His mother telling the police officers, don't shoot. He suffers from mental illness. They shoot anyway. They didn't tase him. They shot him. Shot at him over 14 times. They could have shot him in the leg. They could have shot him in the arm. Hell, they could have just shot him once. And that would have been that. But nah, they went for the kill. It's easy. It's convenient. You would think with all that's going on, that's been going on, even since like this George Floyd incident back in May, that they would learn. They know better. But no. They're still fucking up. I know what folks are saying, like, well, he shouldn't have had a knife. But you know what, though? There have been incidents all throughout this year when white domestic terrorists were brought in safely and nothing happened to them. They weren't killed. They weren't beat up. They weren't tased. They weren't shot. No, nothing. Back, I think, in June, 22-year-old James Hobbs fired at 2 officers in Spalding County, right outside of Atlanta. They brought him in, unscathed, untouched, nothing. He's sitting in jail. They didn't kill him. And I think in July or August, a man opened fire with an AK-47 at least 7 officers in Pennsylvania. Bethlehem Township to be exact, after refusing to wear a fucking mask. Did they kill him? No. They tase him? Beat him up? No. He's perfectly fine after shooting at 7 officers. Now, I don't know how they were able to subdue this subject without killing him, but obviously there's a way to do it. there got to be some kind of universal training for all these officers, because this makes no motherfucking sense. And you know what I always preach? Street justice. I mean, it's gonna come a time. And you got tensions flaring, man. Like, it's been rioting and protests all through Philadelphia this past week. The election is tomorrow. We either gonna have a new president, or it's gonna be a lot of madness for the next 4 years. You got Trump supporters turning up, trying to run a campaign bus off the road. It's attempted murder, y'all. What are y'all doing? Oh, man. It's hard to feel good, you know what I mean? Like, I just got a haircut, my hair done. Jesus Christ. Some of y'all can't see me right now because you're probably listening. Or you can watch it on YouTube. The beard is luxurious. But it's crazy, man. Election day is tomorrow. You know, there's still a lot of Black Lives marketing going on. And what I mean by that is the candidates trying their hardest to appeal to black voters, whether it's Joe Biden enlisting a couple of battle rappers to do a video on rapping, or whether it's Ice Cube doing Zoom meetings or whatever, phone calls with Trump's camp, or Lil Wayne co-signing Trump, or 50 trolling. Because I knew not to take that 50 Cent shit seriously, because he does this every election. Last year he did it with Hillary and Trump. He also turned down $500,000 to perform or endorse Trump his last election. People forget those kind of things. With Lil Wayne, it's like, I seen Charlamagne the God saying we shouldn't be like, oh, who wants to hear from a rapper, blah, 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 blah. It's not that we don't want to hear from rappers. I would like to hear from a rapper who has a history of speaking on pro-black issues. Wayne isn't one of them. So for me and people who are like me, it's like, that's who you picked? Like, you could have gotten somebody else who's more relevant. I mean, I've listened to Wayne talk about sports. That's what he's actually knowledgeable about, which is fucking crazy. But when it comes to politics, stuff like that, no. We remember him on Dateline saying he doesn't know what Black Lives Matter is. I remember him on Undisputed saying the same thing. And then what's funny about it, before both those interviews, he was on stage screaming, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. I don't know if it's the lean or if he's shooting dope again or whatever, but chill. Like, I don't mind hearing any rapper speak on politics or anything, as long as they're knowledgeable about it. You feel me? That's my whole thing. Do your homework. Know what you're talking about. It's like, hold up. So you could read the Platinum Plan, but you never read any of your motherfucking contracts, nigga? You serious? You serious, Dwayne Carter? Jesus. Come on, dog. I don't even think he can vote in the first place. Well, I'm quite sure Trump could have expunged his record, but whatever, man. It's crazy times though, man. Black Lives marketing. All this pandering towards us. Yes, it's cute, whatever. But we got to see things get done after Tuesday. You know, I don't want to make deals with the devil, so to speak. But hopefully we don't have to. And cooler heads prevail. And hopefully Biden and Harris get in. And then we can take it from there. Because my whole thing is like this. Like I said before. There's no need to stay in a bad relationship. We already seen what we had the last 4 years. It could only get worse. Straight like that. Straight like that. You know. My goodness, man. You got Ice Cube on Twitter. It's like he's posting feel sorry for me memes. Oh, they say this about you when you're independent and da-da-da-da. Stop it, dog. Then you're saying, oh, you turned down a Zoom meeting with Kamala Harris and other activists and rappers and said he didn't want to be in there with a room of 12 folks and wouldn't do X, Y, and Z. Dog, Killer Mike is about his shit. T.I. is about his shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I only started hearing Cube talk about his contract for Black America starting this year. I mean, maybe I don't follow Cube as much as I should, I guess. But, I mean, hey, dog. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And of course, you know, last week I told you about all the LeBron James, Rich Paul, Clutch Sports hate, right? Sorry, my eyes are killing me. Well, Clutch Sports had a pro day at the Sports Academy. And they invited their current clients and also some potential clients. And it was filmed on ESPN too. And you know who didn't like this? None of the other agents. Because guess who else was there? You guessed it. Future NBA prospect. Oh, let me get his mother effing name right. Anthony Edwards was there. Now, other agents didn't like this for simple fact because it's kind of like it gives Clutch a head start into trying to recruit him. And at this pro day, you had all of their top clients there. Let me just name a few. Draymond Green, KCP, Jordan Clarkson, Darius Baisley, of course Anthony Davis, Trae Young, LeBron James, just to name a few. These other agents are upset about that because they get to talk to Anthony Edwards before anyone. They have all of their top clients talking to him, persuading him maybe. And on his Instagram post, which if you're watching, I'm going to post right here, Rich Paul had this to say. I want to thank everyone for the support last night. It's not often you see support like this for these young men coming into the league. This is much bigger than makes and misses. When black is discredited, it's critiqued. Narratives are driven. It's a shock. When the black athlete isn't making the black agent work for free or feel that it's a privilege to represent them, but instead respect their practice and expertise. Why? When is the other way around? The athlete should be lucky to have the agent and every move is genius. Why? Discouragement has killed more people than guns, but it won't work here. These men are more than athletes, and I couldn't be more proud to work with them. The old narratives won't work. Young kids, this picture is what's kicking discouragement's ass looks like. Keep believing in yourselves. It will happen for you. Talk about shots fired. And there was comments flowing down showing support from LeBron, Jalen Rose, my guy Anthony Gilbert, Gary Trent Jr., and the list goes on. So yeah, Clutch Sports is the game. LeBron even said it. Roll with us or get rolled over. And I like that shit. Fuck it. Nothing wrong with other black men getting other black men paid. And it's all legal. That's the thing about it. They hate that shit, man. They hate seeing motherfuckers come together and win. You know? That's one thing I really want to talk about too. Because even like with my homie Tips, his crew, they got together. They homegrown. They made it work. You see Rich Paul, LeBron, Maverick Carter, they're homegrown. They make that shit work. So dudes like Cube, Diddy, Killer Mike, T.I., whomever, they got to come together. Meet at the table for a little bit. Like I said, y'all can have different factions. As long as the end game, the end goal is the same. That's all that matters. Same game, different goal. We all playing differently. You know what I'm saying? fuck with Clutch. I really like the energy that Rich Paul and LeBron is giving these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, you gotta love it. You gotta love it, man. Shit. Since we're still on sports, it just seems like the rich gets richer and the poor just gets poorer. Dallas Cowboys Andy Dalton has not returned. He didn't play last night because of his concussion from the week before. So the Cowboys had a no-name guy, third stringer, against Carson Wentz. This was really the battle of the bum. This was the Bum Bowl 2, Eagles versus Cowboys. I think the final score was 9-23. I fell asleep, to be honest with you. But that's the poor getting poorer. You know, the Giants still stink. They're playing the Buccaneers later on tonight. Speaking of the Buccaneers, one of the richer teams, they recently just signed Antonio Brown. So Antonio Brown is back with Tom Brady and Gronk. And guess who the Chiefs picked up? You guessed it. Le'Veon Bell. Two men who forced their way out of Pittsburgh are now on two top NFL teams. But the Steelers are still undefeated. Beating the Ravens today. That was a good one too. Jesus Christ. But yeah, man, the NFC East, the NFC least, it's fucking disgusting. The Eagles lead that division. I think they're like 3-4-1 or some shit like that. Lord of mercy, it's fucking terrible, fucking terrible. But man, oh man. It's an important day tomorrow. Hope you guys go out and vote. Like I told you guys, I voted early already. I want to get it out the way. I didn't want to wait out outside on those lines, those COVID-infested lines and shit. I can't do it. But yeah, man, I'm going to get out of here. I would have done a before I let go, but my before I let go is go out and motherfucking vote. You got to do it, folks. And no matter the outcome, I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. I don't know who's going to win. But hopefully, it's the blue side. Yeah, whatever. And I ain't got to talk about the election for another couple weeks. What was going on in the country for another couple weeks. I got some other shit I want to get into with y'all next week, alright? So always remember, like, share, subscribe, comment, and also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and of course watch us on YouTube. I am the Pope Chuck Paul. Peace.